Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 34 of the Digital Commando show. It is Fitness Friday. We love Fitness Friday. We're going to get some fantastic insights from our guest, Jen, who will be on in just a second, and we'll introduce her. So what we're going to be talking about on Fitness Friday, for those that haven't joined us before, we're going to be talking about how to get your head in the game. So when we're waking up and we're kind of like, you know what, I really wanted to go and do some fitness today. How do you get your mentality there? How do you get in the game? Then we'll be talking about how to work out from home. We're still in lockdown. We've not finished lockdown yet. It's getting a little bit more relaxed, but for now, we're still at home. The gyms aren't open again yet. So we'll talk about how to get fit from home. And then we'll talk about, finally, what to eat and what not to eat. None of us want to sit here and eat pizzas and kebabs and get fat. So we will get some tips from our expert on what to eat and what not to eat. So without further ado, let's bring her into the room. Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Not too bad. How are you, Stefan?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, we've got an expert here. We're going to get Jen to introduce herself in just a second. But before we do that, we do this show every single day, 11 a.m. And all we ask is if you want more shows, then all you need to do is pay it forward and tell people about it. And if you feel they can benefit from anything we talk about in the show, then please do tag them in the comments and share the whole show with them on the replay so they can ask questions. That's all we ask. So let's get into it. Jen, for those that don't know you, can you please give a quick introduction and tell everybody a bit about what you do?
So I'm Jennifer Emery. I help women feel incredible and confident in their own skin through my online dance fitness memberships, coaching calls, and personal development courses. So I've been in the fitness industry for about 10 years. Love everything about it, but I just want women to feel happy, and especially once you've had children. You know, you can look at yourself in a different way and want to be where you used to be, but things change. It's just about getting you feeling confident and feeling like you again, and that you can sort of thrive through your life and not just survive, basically.
Super. No, thank you very much. I'm really excited to hear more, and thank you again for joining us so you can share your expertise and your knowledge with us. So let's get stuck into the first subject, which we're going to be talking about getting your head in the game, ready to kind of get out there and do some fitness. Now, for everybody watching, if you want to ask Jen any questions, then throw them into the comments. I'm just going to pull it up now so I can see them. If you've got any questions, throw them in. We'll keep an eye on them throughout the show today. And if you've got a good, relevant question, then we'll throw it to Jen and we'll get it answered for you. Jen, talk about getting your head in the game. Now, this is something that lots of people struggle with. We all talk about. I used to do it every single day. I'd be like, right, because at the end, I'm one of these people that's like really awake at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I'd be like, do you know what? I'm really positive and motivated. I'm going to get up really early tomorrow morning. I'm going to go for a run. And then I'd be like, no, I'm quite tired. And then it wouldn't get done. So I think one of these things is trying to get your head in the game and get motivated to do it. What tips have you got for anybody that's kind of in that situation and kind of needs a bit of motivation?
So there are a few things here, and there's probably about 5 different tips that I would sort of recommend. The first one is on a Sunday, and I use it as a Sunday morning works right for me. Sunday morning, when I wake up first thing, I will sit down for about an hour and a half, and I'll plan my week ahead. I'll plan in not just things I'm doing with the family, work I've got in, but also where I'm going to be working out. So it's first thing in the morning. For me, I work out first thing in the morning. So it's non-negotiable. It's in the diary like it would be a meeting. If you had a really important meeting that you couldn't get out of, there's no way, whatever happens, issues with the dogs or whatever, that meeting is going ahead. It's the same. I treat it the same with my fitness. It's so important. First thing in the morning, getting up, working out, getting your head in the right space is so important. So on a Sunday, I'll put in when I'm going to work out. If there is for any reason, give you an example. We were flying, not that anyone's flying at the moment, but early morning flight, and I know I can't do that. I can't do my workout because we're traveling to the airport. Then I'll have it in the diary for some point in that day, knowing that I can do my exercising. But generally, it's in a diary first thing in the morning, and I know that that's the thing that I'm going to be doing. Secondly, is I get my clothes ready the night before. I'll have them ready, so I'm not faffing around first thing in the morning. I'm getting up, I'm half asleep, and thinking, I can't find my leggings, where'd they gone? And then you end up giving up because the kids have woken up, dog's up, everyone's up, and you're like, oh, well, it's just not going to happen. So it is really important. And actually, another tip is if you want to take it that step further, is sleep in your gym clothes. if you wear leggings or something, leggings or a gym top, even if it's half of it, generally I'll have a sports bra on and maybe my fitness top, so you sleep in that and have it ready so that when you wake up in the morning, it's one less thing that you have to do. It's a really good trick, having that there ready. For me, when I wake up, my clothes are on the hallway landing. So I leave them there, my trainers, anything that's left over is there. So I'll just go up and I'll take my clothes downstairs and dress whatever's left and get ready to work out. So I can literally just push play and I can get started on my workout. So that's a really, really good tip that sort of I find works for me. Also, knowing your why reason. So I'll have women that come to me all the time and go, I just want to lose weight. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But why do you want to lose weight? Why is it impacting you? Is it keeping you up at night? Is it something that you're really struggling with? Is it impacting you mentally? Is it stopping you from doing things with the kids? Can you run up the stairs? Can you bend down to pick your child up off the floor without getting out of breath? Those type of things. Taking it the next level down to understand what your why reason is. And that's where with my clients, it's finding that and digging down deeper. What's the driving force behind it? Because it's not necessarily just losing weight. It could be you're going on holiday with a group of friends and you really don't feel comfortable. You want to go on holiday with them, but the thought of getting into your swimming costume or your bikini, whatever that is, fills you with dread. It's figuring out what that is and having that at the forefront of your mind as to why you're doing it. So why you're choosing that hard to get up that extra half hour earlier to get your workout in. It is just really, really important. So that's another one. Third one is know your why reason. The next one is, for me, motivation. I don't know about you. What's your favourite music? Probably different to mine. I'm an 80s, cheese all the way.
I listen to such a weird range. Like I love kind of the punk rocky type stuff, a bit of Sum 41, Blink 182, all that sort of stuff.
Okay. So I love a bit of 80s, but I also love a bit of your rock, your Def Leppard, your Guns N' Roses. So depending on what I'm doing, if I'm lifting weights, might have a bit of Guns N' Roses on or Def Leppard on playing whilst I'm to keep me motivated. Or if I'm doing dance, I love my 80s. So mixing it up, music is such a great motivator. So if you know there's certain songs or styles that really get you going, put them and add them with your workout. So that's another tip for you. But my biggest tip is something that I can't stress this enough for everyone. So if you think when the gyms were open, the amount of people that would go to the gym and they go on the treadmill and they just be on the treadmill, or they go from one machine to the other, not really knowing what they're doing, not really any support. They start off in January and then by February half the gym is empty. You only have your hardcore motivated people in there. And then others, they'll get PT on because they need that accountability. They need someone keeping them accountable to working out, but also someone who's going to show them what to do to make sure that they're not wasting their time when they're working out. So having, especially now with the way the fitness industry is changing, and it is changing, and when it goes back, it's not going to be how it was before. So we have to adapt to it and be prepared to make changes. But this is where the online space comes into it, because the great thing is you can get yourself into an accountability group, and in that accountability group, sharing your sweaty selfies. So when you're seeing everyone else in your group putting on their sweaty selfie at 7:30 in the morning, and you haven't done yours, and you're like, I don't want to be the one not showing up, it encourages you to get your sweaty selfie and get your workout in. But it's an interaction, team building, talking about your struggles, your wins, food, meal recipe examples, those type of, and you can really sort of build a community. And that's what I love to do with all my clients in my group, is to get them feeling as part of the community, and knowing that if they have a bad day, it's not the end of the world. Pick themselves back up, move on. Yesterday you can't change yesterday. Let's look at today and let's move forward. So accountability. So when you're at home, if you're working out, it can be lonely being by yourself. So working out as a group, getting on live classes, or even if you're doing pre-recorded classes, having a community of people who are doing the same ones together, so you can keep each other accountable. So for example, I'll have groups of ladies where they'll go through a new program. So some of them on a boxing program now. So when we're on day 3, we're all press and play and doing day 3 together. We're all doing lower body workout. and the next day, and then upper body. So we're working out, and then we can talk about it in the group. So it's a really, really good bonding session to keep that accountability. So there's sort of my tips about getting into the zone for working out at home.
That's absolutely brilliant. There's so much to cover there. I think it is good. I think there was some really interesting points you brought right at the beginning when you said about plan the week before. Now, I totally agree. I'm a big planner. I do my planning for the business the night before, and on the Sunday I do a big planning session for the week, as you said. Absolutely, so key. Getting your clothes ready. Now, I do this. This is something that I would really recommend to people, and it is kind of laying out all your stuff for the gym. So I've got like my go bag, my gym bag ready to go in the morning, and then on top I'll have everything I'm going to wear for the day, because I don't want to go, oh, should I wear shorts today? Should I wear like joggers today, or what? Like, is it's ready to go? It's just like, oh, I'm half knackered. Yeah, let's just put it on and go kind of thing. So totally with that. Now, the sleep in the gym clothes one. Now, this is quite interesting. Now, luckily, well, for me, I guess, I'm single. But I know for a fact, if I had a girlfriend and she was like, okay, yeah, should we go to bed? Yeah, let's go to bed. And she was like, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm putting my gym clothes on for tomorrow. I'd be like, no, you're not.
I'm not on about your big joggers, but if for women, if they wear the little cycling shorts, or if they've got a little sports bra, just something that's going to be one less thing that you have to do first thing in the morning. You'd be surprised. Obviously, you won't be surprised because you don't wear a sports bra. But if you're trying to find a sports bra in the morning to get ready, and you've got a mound of washing, and you can't actually find it. So having things ready to go, actually, I don't know, leave that on.
Yeah. Well, I reckon people try it, guys. If it works, fantastic. The why, this is so key as well. I think we talk about the why on like many of the different shows, regardless of what our theme is for the day. And the why is so important. And I like how you said that kind of, why do you want to come and do some fitness? I want to lose weight. No, it's not about that. Why do you want to lose weight? And that is the real thing. Now, some people do feel insecure when they're going out, like you said, with your friends on holiday. Some people just want to look their best for their wedding day. Some people want to, like you said, be fitter and spend time with the kids and things. And I think it really needs to plug down that. It needs to be a real emotional connection to people's why. So, totally with Jen on that one. Absolutely. Really plug down onto why. Don't just go, I want to lose weight for the sake of losing weight, because you'll do what everybody does in January, which is, I'm going to go join the gym because I want to lose weight. And then a month later, can't bother.
There's a deep down sort of drive with this. So with everyone, we've all got different reasons for it. It could be, with men, it's like, well, I want to feel more buff so that I can attract, someone of the opposite sex or same sex, or, you want to attract your partner. There's so many different reasons why, and everyone has their own why reasons, but there are a lot of people that actually, they're too frightened to dig deeper. And it can take a while to break down those barriers, and for that aha moment, actually, this is really what's driving me. So, does your why, and it's strange, does your why make you cry? Have you actually got down that far to see what the driving force is behind it? And that's something where there's a lot of women and men out there are just sort of too frightened to sort of take the layer away and find out the reason underneath it.
Absolutely. So, it is one of those things that you said, like, why does the why make you cry? And I say that it's such an emotional level that this is why we say to lots of people, make sure if you really want to commit to this, you're doing it for you. Now, lots of conversations that Jen's probably had with people, and I've had with people in the past, is I really want to go and get fit. Well, why do you want to go and get fit? Because I think it'll make my partner happy. Well, it needs to go. It needs to be for you. And that's my key thing. If anybody's going to get into it, and we drill down to this in business, which is very much your reasons need to be personal to you, not to try and make anybody else happy. We say this all the time. Like we talk about it, even when we're buying stuff, stop buying crap to impress people you don't even like, because it becomes completely pointless.
To sort of go in that a little bit further as well, especially at the moment, there's a lot of talk around mental health, and I think a lot of time the focus is generally sort of on the physique, but the mental impact of looking after your own health is just it's something that I don't think it's spoken about enough. I mean, take it back. I lost my brother through mental health. coming up to 7 years ago now, and he really struggled with his health. He didn't look after his health at all. So for me, a really big driver is, I know if I'm feeling sort of relatively low, what's going to pick me up is exercise. You know, what's going to lift my mood, and if I need to do that a couple of times a day to keep my mood up, then that's what I do. But we need to recognize those trigger factors, things that trigger you off during the day, and then what can actually change it. So for me, and for everyone now, the great thing is that with the online world and with exercises and workouts, training at home, you can actually, it's much easier to slot it in because you're not having to drive out to the gym. Spend that time traveling. Your child can be next to you. If you've got children, your child can be next to you whilst you're working out. It's a lot more manageable, and that's going to have a massive impact on your mental health as well.
Big time. So as everybody knows that watches the show, I'm ex-military, so we've done a lot of work with guys that have got PTSD and things like that. And a lot of the people, and this is like something that's like a complete no-brainer. Lots of guys that we get out of the military and we stop doing the thing that was really cool to us, which is the fitness side. Now, for anybody that doesn't know how much fitness we do in the army, sometimes we're doing fitness like 3 times a day, because we'll do a morning run, we might then knock off later, and then some of us will go to the gym in our own time as well. So we do lots and lots of fitness in the army. Now, when you stop doing that, it has such an effect on your mental health, and besides the PTSD side as well. But when you put that together with not then doing the gym and not having that release of endorphins that we're very much used to, it has a big downward spiral. And a lot of the guys that I've worked with in the military have literally kind of realized this, turn to fitness as part of while they're struggling, and it has kind of pulled them out the other side, which is really good to see. So I think if people are struggling with, and I've had conversations this week with people online on Facebook, and they've said about, do you know what, I'm having massive mood swings, just having really down days. We've not got that social interaction that we're very much used to. But I guarantee, go and do a workout, you'll feel a million times better. Absolutely. I'd be very surprised if anybody comes back and said, I went and did a workout and I felt worse. Yeah. Doesn't happen very often. But the accountability side, definitely worth touching on that as well. Again, so much accountability, guys. We say this all the time. This is one of the best reasons to get a trainer, because this is the same reason that people have business coaches or mentors, because sometimes we just need to kick up the arse to kind of get yourself going. So yeah, when it was face to face, it's a bit different, isn't it? Kind of the trainer's going to knock on my door at 9 o'clock, so I've got to be up. But same online. If you know you've got like a quick call with the trainer in the morning, ready to get yourself going, then great. Accountability, I think that's a great way to do it. I've never heard of groups like this, like accountability groups, but I think that's such a good idea. We normally talk about like accountability partners, but to be in a group like that, I think is a fantastic idea. Really good. And it pulls you out of it, gets you there. It means you've got to do it if you like it or not. That's it. For it.
Doesn't have to be serious. Even say serious either. So in the groups that sort of I run, it's quite amusing. Sometimes I'll run a challenge, and it'd be like, right, okay, the funniest sweaty selfie. There'll be like a prize at the end of the week or something like that. There's something, and then some of the sort of clawing up the stairs like this on their back. It's a bit of humour that, you know, especially now, we need humour more than ever. We need that interaction. And I can't rate being in a group accountability, especially for your fitness right now and your health.
And if people are worried, like some people are a bit worried. Now, when I got out there, I did get very unfit to the point where, if anybody's familiar with like insanity and HIIT training, I used to do really intense training, and I stopped doing it completely. And then I was living in the Middle East, so it's quite hot. So I wasn't used to that anyway. And I kind of went, you know what, I need to get fit again. So I went to the rooftop of the apartment I was living in, and I put the laptop out and I put Insanity on. And I swear to God, this wasn't, and I've spoken about this before because it was really funny that I didn't even do the actual fitness thing. I did the fit test at the beginning, where you just test how fit you are. And I only passed out. I got about halfway through it. It was ridiculous. If anybody's like genuinely worried, this is more reason to have an accountability partner or to train with people at the same time, because if you are worried about that kind of thing that you might, or you've got any struggles with your health as well, it's good to have somebody else doing it with you. You can kind of keep an eye on each other. So
yeah. And with the group coaching though, so like you said, with like Insanity, it's amazing. If you've tried the basically T20, which is like Insanity on the step, it's amazing. But especially when you're in group things, everyone's going to be at different fitness levels. So you don't want to be, the worst thing you can do is put someone into a group and say, right, okay, you're doing Insanity, for example, and they compete with fitness, because they'll do one and then you'll never see them again. So this is where having a coach and having someone who knows, sort of understands where you're at with your fitness level, and can say, right, okay, let's start you off, let's get you start gradually work up. We'll work up to that if that's where you want to get to. But if you start off with this, more than likely in a few days you'll have given up. And it's about building in those new habits, but building in your fitness. And it doesn't matter where you are. That's where, when you have a coach, they can they'll you ask the right questions and you can find out where you're at, and then make sure that if you're a beginner with weights, that you're doing a beginner's weights program. You're not going in and trying to be like Arnie from where I go.
It's one step at a time. You don't have to go from zero to hero. You can't do that in fitness. It's physically impossible. So just one step first, then another one, and you will naturally start to feel better and better and better. Let's go on to our second point of the day. So we're going to go on to how to work out from home. So we have touched on working out from home. But what advice have you got? We've mentioned some online courses. Please do tell people about what you're doing at the minute as well, and how they can get involved with that. What would you recommend for people that kind of maybe haven't quite got into it yet, but they're kind of looking for that? How can I do it kind of thing? Where do they go? How do they find this kind of stuff?
Okay, first off, there's so many different programs. So depending on what your interest is in fitness. So if you love mixed martial arts, boxing, step style workouts, there are so many different options out there for you. And the thing is, when you're not sure, it is best to speak to someone, I said, like myself, who can recommend options for you. And the thing is, let's start off first off is what sort of space you need, because there are a lot of people thinking, I need to have a garage, and some people don't even have garage. You don't need to have a garage. In terms of space, 6-7 foot square space. You don't need a huge deal of space. And all I'd recommend is that obviously you check for hazards. There's no Lego pieces on the floor, toys from kids, rugs, corner units that you can bash into. And if you can leave that space set up, so if you have a room, you're now at home, actually I need space, a room where you can move some of the furniture around and then leave that space, and that's your workout space, and that's going to make it much easier rather than faffing around each day. So you want to make it as simple as possible for you to work out at home. All you need is a TV, and especially if you have TV, access to the internet, and you can access incredible workouts. So with my clients, depending on where they are at with their fitness levels, I can recommend different programs. So anything from, beginners weights to HIIT training to boxing workouts. I also have a dance fitness membership. So if ladies love dance fitness and they want to do more dance fitness, then I have a solution for them where I can help them with the dance fitness, and they can access my workouts, and I upload new ones all the time. Now, there's some simple things that you can do as well with when you're working at home. You don't need to have huge sets of weights. Obviously, if you're doing weight training, you want them, then obviously if you've got dumbbells, fabulous. If you're thinking, actually, I can't invest, I haven't got the money to invest in dumbbells, there are alternative things. So there's things like resistance loops, which you can get at the moment, because it's so popular. It's very difficult to get your hands on fitness equipment right now. Now you notice, but things like resistance loops, they're great. They're small. They can pop in your side drawer in your lounge or where you've got little pieces of things and little loops and things that you can use. I use them not only in my coaching programs, but also in the dance fitness as well for the turning side of it. So if you're initially first worried about weights, and you don't need to be worried about using dumbbells, you can start off with some resistance loops and then build up from there. So it's very, very simple and straightforward. People can log in, they can sign up to the fitness platform where they have access to over 1,200 workouts, and then I support them in the sense of figuring out where they're at with their fitness, what the right program is for them, what nutrition they're going to be following, where their mind is currently at. So does their mind need working on? Are there any personal development books that they should be working on now that's going to help them grow? So that looking at all different areas, what their lifestyle is like. So are they at home? Do they have children at home? Do they not? Do they have a partner who's not actually interested in exercise at all, and who's at every opportunity is trying to scupper their chances of getting fit? When you understand the lifestyle, because your lifestyle will impact it so much. And it's about looking at it all and then figuring out how to overcome those hurdles. One of the biggest things to working out at home is that having the whole family on board. To basically sit down and say, right, okay, things are changing. No, I can't go to the gym, and when it does open up, we just don't know where it's going to be when it opens up. It's certainly not going to be how it was previously. Even things like if you currently go out and do certain classes in the community, if you're going to the field and you're doing the community, how's that going to work with, there's lots of different equipment. You've got 30 people on a field all handling the same things. Can they actually run? Are they going to be able to run? There's so many different factors. So getting your head around working out from home is so important, and it's something that not to be afraid of with technology. I'll help anyone who's new and they're like, I have no idea how to use it. I'll literally go step by step through and help them get set up so they understand what to do. I check in every day with my clients to see, okay, how they're getting on. Any questions, I'm answering them. If they need to get on a call, if they're having a wobble, that type of thing. And finding yourself that support will really help the transition, because there is going to be a transition going forward. As much as you like it might be kicking and screaming, but everything is changing. So it's making the best use of what we have. But so a few things are, if you need to invest in a few little pieces of equipment, depending on the program. Again, bands are amazing, really, really good for working out. And there are lots of workout programs you don't need equipment for either. Obviously HIIT workouts, boxing programs, things like that. So my job is to figure out where you're at right now, what your goals are, what your struggles are, sort of put it all together and then say, right, okay, this is what the best option is for you. Because I'll have someone come to me and say, well, how much is this program? And I'll say, well, let me find out a bit about you first, because it might not be the right one for you. And I could say, here you go, I'll take that money off you. And then you get it and you go, this isn't for me. So I need to find out as much information about you to make sure that you're actually, because if you're already, for example, motivated and you just want those workout programs that will, what to do, press play every day, then that's a completely different package to someone who's like, right, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I don't know what program I should be doing. I'm completely new to fitness. I haven't got a clue about my nutrition. Then there are different packages for everyone. So it's just working out with each individual. Working at home, it can be very straightforward. You can be set up within 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can be pressing play and working out in a few minutes. That's how quick it is, and having support around you. So it's not something to be scared of. It's something to embrace.
Absolutely. I think this is one of the things that we talk about, procrastination quite a lot on the show, and excuses. I hate excuses. Now, you're one of the people that's at home kind of going, yeah, do you know what? I would love to work out, but a bit skint in a minute. Can't afford any kit. You don't need any kit. Like, that's an excuse. You do, like Agenda said, that if you've got a laptop or a TV, you connect to the internet, or you just got a phone. Like, if you've got your phone definitely connects to the internet, unless you've gone back in time. You can just use a phone. I know even when I go to the gym, I actually have some of the workouts I just watch literally on my phone while I'm in the gym, and I'll follow them. But yeah, and getting your family involved, that is so key. I found that when I was with my ex, it was kind of, I was trying to get really fit. I joined a boxing program with Dev, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago. I went out doing boxing. Now, as soon as I started getting fit, she started going to the gym more as well, because she kind of saw it and it had a positive impact, and we both started doing it together. So yeah, it's a really good time to get each other on board as well. The cost, how much is it? Well, what is your goal? What do you want to achieve? Everything costs different money. When people come to us and go, so how much is digital marketing? I don't know anything about you. Like, it's impossible for me to tell you. So yeah, this is why it's so important to know what your goals are, what your why is, so that you can kind of discuss that with someone like Jen or Jen herself and say, look, Jen, this is what I want to achieve. Now, how can I do it? And then the plan will be put together, and then you come up with a cost afterwards. You can't pay with that house unless you know how big it wants to be, do you?
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting because, and I said, in the UK, we have our health paid for us, with the NHS. I wouldn't say paid for us, we do pay through other means, but we can walk in to the hospital. If we've got any problems, go and see the doctor. It doesn't cost us anything out of our pockets physically. We're pretty much the only country in the world, and it's great having the NHS, but what that also does is it puts on people's mind that their health isn't important and it shouldn't be invested in. because it's like, well, actually, I can just go to the doctor and give me a pill, and that'll make me feel better, and it'll be all fine. Whereas in other countries, what they like is, actually, you'll get cheaper insurance if you're looking after your health, if you're shown to be working out, if you're shown to be looking after your health and your fitness. So it's about educating people. So actually, you need to invest in your health. It's the only body that you live in. And, you can work your way trying to get every single free thing under the sun. And yet you can go out and you can run, but the majority of people need help. They need support. They need advice. And it's worth investing in, whether that's with me or whether it's with someone else. It's worth investing in because it's your health. Because once your health is gone, it's usually at that point when it's so far gone that it's really, really difficult to get back. So for me, it's so important. It's a priority for me and the family health.
Absolutely, and it's quite interesting. No one's ever brought that up before about that connection between like NHS and different countries, which actually that's so big. I've never it just clocked in my head as you said it. Now, totally right. If we get a bit sick or we get a bit fat or we get a bit ill, we can go to the NHS, and it's free. Great, kind of. I know we pay for it in tax and stuff, but it's free. Now, if we said, if you don't keep fit and you get ill, then when you go to the doctors, you've got to pay for it. Now, we won't take America as an example because they're rubbish. But in general, we said, if you get fatigued and the rest of it, and it causes health problems, you're going to have to pay to get them solved. I guarantee so many more people will keep fit.
Yeah, it's that motivation, isn't it? And for me, that's where I see a lot, because the mindset that we have in the UK is, I see it all the time, is that I can't spend that money on me. I mean, people go out and they'll spend £700 on the new iPhone 11 or £1,200 on the new iPhone 11 and won't bat an eyelid. But the thought of them spending a penny on their health is like, I don't need to do that. Whereas if you see it in other countries, they invest in their health. And when it comes down, especially to sort of lifestyle related stuff that we can change ourselves, and that's why I like to the NHS. They're so overwhelmed because a lot of it is lifestyle related. But it's like, well, we need to put it back on you and say, well, come on, you need to work on it. I can't do it for you. I can't. To the person I can't do the work for you. You have to do it. I can help. I can support you. I can guide you. But you've got to do the work. But it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one. Right, we'll quickly go on to our last point of the day. We've got a few minutes left. We'll talk about what to eat and what not to eat. Now, some people can't cook. I am not guilty of this, luckily, but I'm still partial to, I like pizza. Quite like a kebab now and again, and food companies are delivering. Now, what should people be doing? What would your advice be to people, Jen, at home that want to create meals that are healthy? And so, because some people aren't doing as much movement, some people go to the gym quite a lot, maybe, or if they just didn't change anything else and it's just their diet, what would you recommend for people at the minute?
So there are so many different nutritional theories out there, and it's not one size fits all. It really isn't. And you will have the top science people in nutrition science arguing over different methods. So basically, for me, it's like, well, actually, figure out things that you like. You've mentioned pizza. Find the healthier version for it. So if that means getting yourself a wholemeal wrap, putting some tomato puree on it, loading it with vegetables and protein, whatever you want on top, banging it in the oven, it takes you 5 minutes to do, then you've got a much healthier pizza there than what you've gone to Domino's or any other pizza provider. It's finding those hacks and those swaps. So if you love your burgers, let's make a healthier version and learn those particular dishes. So say if it's a weekend and you love your Chinese, swap in your rice and doing your cauliflower rice version at home, and adding different flavors and things to it, that you're getting something similar, but you're not loading your body with all the gunk, shall we say. So it's hacks that you can gradually start bringing in. The majority of us are creatures of habit, so there'll be several meals that we just repeat over and over. There's very few people, I think, that will have a different menu every single day of the week, every week. Right. You'll usually have the same thing with lasagna or pasta, and it's figuring out, okay, if I like certain things, Let's swap them out and find a healthy version, and then it's gradually building that in as a habit. Now there are different ways as well, as obviously you want the right sort of macros, we say. Now I don't know whether anyone's seen these before, but these are like macro pots. So if you want to figure out for your body the right amount of food, if you find that you eat healthy but your portion sizes are just completely wrong, then these are like a simple trick to do. So there's like your vegetables, so you're filling that. Now depending on your weight, you would have X amount of these per day. The same like your fruits, your proteins, your seeds, your healthy fats, your carbs, and you're working out and it's sort of very balanced. So that's just a little bit of a tip and trick. If anyone wants details on these, then it's very, very simple to do. And it doesn't mean you take them to the restaurants with you, but what it will do is over time, it will visually, you're going to be able to learn, and you'll see when meals come out at restaurants, that'll be like, they're completely different. It's not balanced at all. So you'll know how to change it. So it's all about education. And it's not to say one size fits all, but it's to gradually swap out things. So, for example, during the summer, if you love your ice cream and lollies, then chop up a load of watermelon, freeze it, put in the freezer, and then have that during the summer. It's nice and refreshing. It takes ages to eat because it's frozen. So you're not having anything else. There's so many different hacks that you can do when it comes to food that it's almost be like writing a list out of all the things that you love, and then let's work out how you can do healthy versions of them so you're still getting that thing that you need. And then it's all in moderation as well. If you've been doing that and then one day you go, actually I want a Domino's now, and it's been 6 months since you've had a Domino's or 12 months or something, then it's not the end of the world. It's if you're having it every single week and then you're having a Chinese every single week and then you're just generally rubbish, that you're going to feel rubbish. So that's sort of a big thing. It's not about saying specific, you cannot eat this. It's just learning how to live healthier so that you can keep it going long term.
That's really good, and those pots are really clever. I've never seen them before. I really like the idea of that, where people can necessarily you don't need to work out so much now. There's lots of people talk about that. What's it called? Slimming World. Now, I've never done Slimming World, so I don't know what it is. But for me, it would probably never work because I just cannot be bothered to count all the calories. It'd just be easier to go. So if I'm having that pot, I'm probably about right. So that's probably better for me if I was doing it. I really like the idea of those pots. We're going to go on to a quick question. We've got time for literally one question, I think, because we've got 2.5 minutes left. So we've got a question from Sarah Gibbs. What does it matter what time of day we actually work out? I think I know the answer to this question, but Jen, I'm going to go to you on it.
It really doesn't matter what time of day you work out, because it's more about the consistency and doing it regularly. What I would say though is if you can fit it in a couple of workouts inside the day, it's going to keep your metabolism up as well. So you might say, well, actually, I'll get up in the morning, I'll do a half an hour now, and then I'm going to go out for a walk mid-afternoon or a jog, something like that. But it doesn't really matter what time of the day, in my opinion, that you work out. It is more about consistency. If you work out once and then you don't work out again for a week and do it at the same time, you want to be doing it regularly.
Totally agree. Just get it done. Don't worry about what time you do it. Just get it done.
Yeah.
That's it. Right, we've got a minute and a half. Literally, Jen, if you want to quickly, just for anybody that tuned into the show late, just remind them who you are, what you do, and most importantly, how they can get in touch with you if they need your help.
Okay, so I'm Jennifer Emery. I help women feel incredible and confident in their own skin through my online fitness programs, coaching programs, dance fitness memberships, and personal development courses. And you can contact me by Facebook, which is Jennifer Emery, and my website, which I think we can have the link in, put the details in below. I do also have access to some free workouts as well. So if anyone wants those, let me know and I can send over links for them. But yeah, check out my blogs. If you've got any questions at all, then don't hesitate to get in touch because I'd love to help you.
Fantastic. Jen, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. For everybody watching, some fantastic tips in there today that you can literally take away and action straight away. So to everybody, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back. I was going to say tomorrow, but we won't because it's Saturday. We'll be back on Monday with some more fantastic guests for you. So yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. Jen, thanks again for joining us. And get in touch with Jen if you want to stay fit. I'll leave it there. Right. Have a fantastic night and weekend. Peace out.